South African Paralympic gold medalist Oscar Pistorius is currently at the Pretoria High Court awaiting to be sentenced for the 2013 murder of his girlfriend Reeva Steenkamp. The 29-year-old faces a minimum 15-year jail sentence, which he will not be able to appeal. This, of course, after the country's top court ruled in March that he had exhausted all his legal options. The original trial judge, Thokozile Masipa, will begin hearing pre-sentencing arguments at the court, with Pistorius expected to discover his fate by the end of the week. Well, let's now go live to Pretoria. I understand the prosecutor, the state prosecutor, Reeva, is currently arguing, of course, for that maximum sentence. Let's listen in.
When people tell me things, it's part of our work. We try and understand why is it that they might possibly say this. That's all I mean by that.
Now, do you know that, in fact, there was a letter written to the legal team of the Steenkamp family? Do you know that?
By whom? By Mr.
Pistorius'
Yes.
legal people?
Yes.
When was that?
I'll have to check.
I can help you. In April. Only in April. Just before, in preparation for sentence, they wanted to meet. You know that?
Yes.
But your explanation for not having done so earlier is he said he will do it later.
Yes.
Right. You see, you've volunteered the evidence about the money that was paid over.
Well, there we just saw scenes from the court in Pretoria, where State Prosecutor Reeva is currently addressing various witnesses in that push for a maximum sentence for Oscar Pistorius. Now let's go live outside the court, where CCTV's Yolisa Njamela is standing by with the latest. Yolisa, just take us through the proceedings so far this morning at that court in Pretoria.
Well, Lindy, as you rightly said, currently the prosecution's team led by Reeva is currently cross-examining Johan Scholz. Johan Scholz is a defense witness who has been brought in to mitigate for the sentence for Oscar Pistorius. He described Oscar Pistorius as a broken man, telling the court that if it were up to him, having examined Oscar Pistorius, he would take Pistorius to the hospital instead of him being incarcerated, telling this court behind me that Oscar is not going to take a stand as a result of his mental state, describing Oscar Pistorius from an early age and what character he has, and also that having fallen from grace, he's had a really tough time in dealing with the public, and a very remorseful man that has actually shown that by even helping the Steenkamps with some financial compensation of sorts. But the defense witness went on to describe Oscar Pistorius as a first-time offender, someone who's intelligent, someone who's even enrolled a degree at a University of London, that he has a supportive family, he's loved, and also, in fact, has a job offer. And he said, while it's hard for Oscar Pistorius to venture out in the public now as a result of how the public perceives him, but he's not antisocial or that he is not psychotic. And the risk of him re-offending is very, very low. So he's speaking for Oscar Pistorius. What I can mention also that is just on the side, this morning when Oscar Pistorius came in, you could see that he's quite fallen, quite a sad man, but also as he was coming in, he was forced to pass through the Steenkamps to where he's supposed to sit, and you could see that he's mouthing a hello to them, which were quite ignored. But all sides of the families are here, and they came in quite early this morning, Lindy.
Well, we certainly saw from that shot there in the Pretoria High Court that it is a full court today. This case, of course, has continued to attract immense public attention. Just tell us, Yolisa, what the expectations are there and exactly when we might get a final word on the sentence.
Well, Lindy, as a result of that immense interest from the public. There was quite a scrum here this morning, many of us coming in very early to ensure that you find a good spot to see everything that is going on. And there's media literally from around the globe as a result of this interest, or of the interest rather, for this case. You'll know, of course, that Oscar Pistorius was a global icon before he fell from the grace. What we're expecting throughout this week is a number of witnesses who will testify either in aggravation of the sentence or in mitigation of the sentence. It would seem like it's going to take the whole week, even though some legal experts thought it would end by Wednesday. But judging from today, with the defense witness Johan Skolt taking literally the whole morning section, it would seem like by the end of the week we will still have to be here in this court. But we do know that by the end of this week, Oscar is likely going to go to prison, or at least early by next week.
All right, well, of course, we will keep in touch with you for regular updates on that story. Thanks very much to Yolisa and Jamela outside the Pretoria High Court in South Africa.